Okay, welcome back guys to my Ring of Honor TV review for May 5th, 2012. Now, before I get into Ring of Honor, today was just craziness. I went to the free comic book day thing that I posted the video for earlier. Tonight I was supposed to go to a local indie company, just small local indie wrestling, and they were supposed to have Matt Hardy there. So me and a friend, we were driving out there, we were going to go see the show, and this place was packed. We got there a little late. Show hadn't started yet, but we did get there a little bit late. And as soon as we drive by, I noticed that they have these steel chairs. This is a very, very small building. And they had these steel chairs sitting outside, kind of like garage doors that were open. And I've gone to shows here before. I've actually met John Laurinaitis at one of these. They've had a few big name people, Jeff Hardy, Buff Bagwell, Consequence Creed. So I thought I'd go check out Matt Hardy, because I go when they get big name people, even though they run shows like every Saturday. But I thought I would go, and then I saw this, and there wasn't anyone else sitting outside except maybe 4 people, and I'm just thinking, man, I don't want to pay $12 to sit outside all night, and it's just not really worth it when I'm just there to kind of see Matt Hardy and have to sit out there the entire time. So I ended up passing on that, but I was hoping to go and maybe give my thoughts on the experience of going to the local show and seeing Matt Hardy, perhaps getting a picture with him or something like that. But yeah, didn't happen, didn't go. I went, I saw the layout, and I just wasn't very happy with that. They were sold out of inside seating, which is very good for them. However, I didn't feel like paying the money to sit there, and neither did my friend who went with me, so we decided we'd just come back home. And to top it off, I was trying to upload that comic book video during the trip to the wrestling show, and for some reason, this video, my TNA video, I just had these upload problems, and it took me 3 tries to get the damn thing up. So I meant to have it up this afternoon. So that's why it just took so long for me to get another video out there. So anyways, on to Ring of Honor. This week's show I thought was awesome. We had 3 good matches. The final segment was awesome, and the backstage promos were pretty good too. So overall, this show was really good this week. They recapped the Briscoes losing a Proving Ground match to Caprice and Cedric from last week. They lose thanks to interference from World's Greatest Tag Team. Then we get the first match, which is Tommaso Ciampa versus Matt Taven. I noticed that for this match, they actually moved the barricade back. Not for this match, but in general, now these TV tapings have a moved barricade, so the guys can do more high-flying stuff without having to kill themselves, basically, and worry about the guardrail being there. So they moved that back, which I thought was a good thing. Jay Lethal comes out to watch the match like Ciampa's been doing to him. Ciampa exposes the concrete, and Taven suplexes Ciampa on it. Ciampa puts Taven in a tree of woe and just destroys this guy with knees. He's got him hung up on the post, he's got his arm hooked in the ropes, and he just runs full force into this guy's face, I think 3 times with the exposed knee, and it looked brutal. Very cool. He hits Project Ciampa for the win. This was a good match. You know Ciampa's going to win because he has the undefeated streak, and it wouldn't make sense for him to lose here and then go on to wrestle Jay Lethal at Border Wars with the streak on the line, kind of. So, and especially to a guy like Matt Taven, although I thought they both looked good here, you just knew Ciampa was going to win. But despite that, it was still a great match. And I also noticed that Ernesto from the Embassy has shaved his head. Normally he has hair going around with like little patterns in it, but he's completely bald now. He just shaved the whole damn thing. Then we get a Briscoes promo hyping up Border Wars with Mark Briscoe talking about wiping his ass. Very bizarre promo. Then TJ Perkins is doing an interview with Veda Scott, and the Young Bucks come up and they say, "Look at this emo guy." And this was awesome. They kind of make fun of him, and then he makes fun of them for having ponytails, and they just go back and forth. And he says, "Don't stick your nose in my interviews or my matches." And he pushes him. I thought this was an awesome segment. Then we get Mike Mondo versus TJ Perkins. TJ has kind of the female fans chanting for him. Mondo has male fans chanting for him. There was a spot, he actually goes for the eyeball. He's got TJ's head up and he's holding his eye open and he looks like he's trying to bite it and TJ's trying to hold him off. I thought that was pretty funny. But the Young Bucks come out, of course. Perkins hits a dive on all three of them. They hold Perkins on the apron. Mondo gets in the ring, hits a double arm, drop down DDT, like the Randy Orton DDT, and gets the win on Perkins. Afterwards, Young Bucks and Mondo beat him up, and All Night Express come out to make the save. Now, if you read the card for Border Wars, at the very bottom it says also scheduled to appear Young Bucks, All Night Express. So I assume they're going to add this to Border Wars, possibly a 6-man tag with All Night Express and Perkins versus Mondo and the Young Bucks. That would not surprise me at all. In fact, when I do my predictions video, I'm going to go ahead and say that. Then we get World's Greatest Tag Team talking about the Briscoes, how they jumped them first back in June, and now the Briscoes just complain. The Briscoes said that someone would be carried out at Showdown in the Sun, and it was the Briscoes that got carried out. Then a Briscoes promo saying it's their turn to cross the line. House of Truth promo with Roderick talking about Fit Finlay. Elgin talks about Adam Cole, and Rhino talks about Eddie Edwards, saying that he gets paid to take people out, and then gore, gore, gore. Eddie Edwards says he's done talking, and Rhino won't stand in his way. Mike Bennett promo says Lance begged for another match with him, and then he kind of puts down Canada to get some heat. A Kyle O'Reilly promo on Kevin Steen. He calls him fat and stinky. He says everyone's going to wake up from wrestling's worst daydream. Then we get the main event, Kyle O'Reilly versus Kevin Steen with Jimmy Jacobs. Another great match. Carino comes out to do commentary. Nasty as hell, the spot where Kyle O'Reilly is like Davey Richards. They're a tag team, they kind of work the same style, and Kyle always has a mouthpiece in. This was so disgusting. Steen knocks him in the face, his mouthpiece flies out, and Steen puts the mouthpiece in his own mouth. Oh god, it's so nasty. Just thinking about it now is like cringe-worthy. But damn. I mean, and this was not at the beginning. This was after he's been wrestling. Ugh. Nasty. So Steen puts a mouthpiece in, gets Kyle O'Reilly in the ankle lock. He gets out of it, but then Steen hits the F5, gets the win. Afterwards, Steen and Jimmy beat up Kyle. Steen hits him with the tennis racket, puts him in the ankle lock. Davey Richards comes out to make the save. He gets Steen in an ankle lock, but Jimmy Jacobs low blows him. And then Steen just starts destroying Richards with the tennis racket. Officials come in to try and break it up, but Jimmy Jacobs is holding the officials back while Steen is just destroying him with the tennis racket. Eventually, the officials get Steen and Jimmy Jacobs out of there, and then Davey Richards cuts a promo on Steen, how he's going to beat him at Border Wars, and they announce that next week we're going to get Rhino versus Davey Richards. I think a World's Greatest Tag Team match, and Chikara makes their TV debut. Now, I watched it a couple times to make sure I heard this right, but I'm pretty sure they said Chikara makes their TV debut. That should be awesome. Probably a tag match against World's Greatest Tag Team, and then Rhino versus Richards is the main event, but still, that is awesome because I really like the Fire Ant TJ Perkins match from Showdown in the Sun, and I showed it to a few of my friends, and they really liked it. They thought Fire Ant was badass, and so Chikara on the Ring of Honor show can only help things, in my opinion. I know some people don't like them. They think they're kind of a funny comedy promotion, which they are, but they have some great talent too, and I think it's good to have some diversity. So yes, that was my review of this week's Ring of Honor show. I hope you guys liked the review. Leave your thoughts on it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I'm going to be doing my TNA Sacrifice predictions probably tonight, my Ring of Honor predictions, and just a whole bunch of stuff coming up on the channel. So check that out and look for those videos, guys, and that's it. So thanks for watching.